Happy Friday evening, my friends, ladies, and gentlemen. Where are we at here? Let's see if we can get some mysticism going. We're going to own our workspace as per prescribed by Aubrey Marcus and Own the Day on Your Life. One of the books that I recently read. I finished it off this week. So the old mic. Whoa. Hello, everybody. Ryan and Tom. Good to see you guys. Normally morningers, but now we're in the evening, and gonna do some recording. Ryan, my friend. So many moons ago, Tom Palfy, thank you, my friend, for the share. Many moons ago, Ryan, when I started fighting, I met Eddie Alvarez. And this was prior to New Jersey happening. This was back when I was not living in Jersey. I was still living in Pennsylvania. And Eddie Alvarez once said to me, if you don't go around promoting yourself, no one else will. So my friend, Ryan, you know what? It's just, if I just believe that if I keep creating good content and I keep getting better and better and I just keep putting in the work, eventually it's going to happen. And when I say it, I think ultimately I mean exposure, influence, or number of people who listen and tune in and value this show. That's kind of what I'm referring to when I say it'll hit or it'll happen. RJ, welcome, buddy. It's been a long time. So, but yeah, Ryan, it's like, honestly, I do this stuff all day. But all day I would do this stuff. I'm exhausted. Actually, I was gonna say it's Friday at 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. I'm exhausted, but then when I just click play, I feel so alive. I just feel so alive. So, and plus, I don't want to do this tomorrow, so I want to do it today. And plus, these are probably my favorite episodes of the week to record. What I learned this week. It's just like a culmination of the week. That's it. Jake Hollabaugh, welcome. What's everyone got planned? Craig, welcome, buddy. What's everyone got planned for the night? What fun do we have? Let's get some chatter going before I kick this off. What do we got planned for the night? In case you're wondering, also, if you can see this mysticis right here, you can see the mist. This is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil. I love the scent. And considering my office is my basement, my stinking basement, my unfinished basement, I need something to live up this joint. And right now, it's the tea tree oil. Anyway, what do we got planned for the weekend? Ryan, what's going on with you? RJ, where are you at again? You in the Philippines? And what time is it over there? Mr. Palfy, are you Ubering? Eating wings and cheese fries. Oh my goodness, Travis, that sounds like a dream come true. Oh my goodness. Bellator is either on now. Well, the tape delay of Bellator is either on now or... I am on fire, Ryan. I like it. I might have to use that. Josh Brewbreaker, welcome. I have some coffee with me, and I have some good old H2O with me. Man, what are we doing this weekend, everybody? In the Philippines. Good. It's been a good week, people, in terms of, business. Just nice beers for you. Nice. Just got home, man. Working the night. Good. Fun. we're gonna take care of the garden tomorrow. Pretty exciting night. We're gonna take care of the garden. Stacy Jackson, welcome. So we have one of those raised gardens. I think it's 4x8. So 2 years ago, I filled it. I created it and filled it with new mulch and whatever, mushroom mulch and potting soil, whatever. And then last year, we just used the stuff from the year before. So then this year, it's got like a crap ton of weeds in it. So tomorrow, hopefully in between the rain or before the rain, we're going to fix that. But I love, I just get more into like this connection idea, being connected to people, connected to books, connecting ideas, also food and stuff. I like planting. Granted, it's a little garden, but I like planting the vegetables. I've planted, I like hot stuff. Not like deathly hot, because I'm not that crazy, but like hot. Like, hotter than jalapeno is good to me, but too much hotter than that is like, nah, I'd rather not. But anyway, there's these peppers called serrano peppers. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And I couldn't find them this year. Son of a nutcracker. Ricardo, welcome. Chris, welcome. Angela, welcome. So, but anyway, I got a couple hot peppers, a couple green peppers, tomatoes. We got some spearmint, some, my daughter, I love my daughter so much. So I make words up on the regular. I don't do it on purpose. I just, whatever, I just make them up. But anyway, I think my daughter's picked up this trait because she asked if we were going to buy diesel. Diesel. Okay, diesel. We thought, what could diesel mean? And then we figured out it was basil. And then a little bit later, she was asking if we were going to get the nasal. So we did get the nasal. She was extremely happy that we got the nasal. She would ride on our back porch. I'll start recording the episode here in a minute or two. But she would ride. We have like a back patio area. And she would ride in a circle. And we have like the 4x8 garden over there. And then on the pavement, the porch pavement area, there's just a little one that's like this big, like a little garden or whatever. It sits up about yay high off the ground. And she would do a lap, stop, grab a leaf of peppermint, eat it, do a lap, stop, grab a leaf of peppermint, eat it, do a lap, stop. So we got some spearmint this year. Not mint, regular mint, but spearmint. In Espanol, peppermint is hierba buena, and spearmint was also hierba buena. So that was new. All right, so I'm going to kick this What I Learned This Week episode off. It is Friday night, so if you are tuning in, I appreciate it. I just like to go live when I record these episodes because I don't know why, but it's easier for me to perform in front of a live audience, you, even though I can't see you, I know you're there, than it is for me to just click and look at my computer. So I'll be uploading what I'm about to record to my podcast feed. If you're not already, please hop on iTunes, search out Spaniard, click subscribe. Even if you're not going to listen via my phone, or not, sorry, I'm reading. Even if you're not going to listen via iTunes or via Stitch or whatever, consider going there and subscribing. It really helps my show get seen by more people. The more subscribers that there are, the more visible it becomes. It's like a Facebook post. The more people respond to a Facebook feed, a la this one, if you comment, feedback, share, etc., the more views it gets, the more views, the more exposure. Boom. That helps the whole ship go around. So I sincerely appreciate that. All right. You all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay, sorry. Y'all ready for this? Let's go. One. Comment, feedback. Here's what I'd like. If you hear something you like, make a comment, and then I'll respond to it after the fact. Because I got to be in the zone because I'm recording. All right, let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of What I Learned This Week. I'm recording on Friday night at 8:11 p.m. All right, so it's what? 2018, May 25th, 2018. I'm 37 years old. Friday night, 8:11 p.m. Before I came downstairs to my perch to go live on Facebook, facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard, and record this episode, I was about ready to pass out. So how things have changed in the last, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. So if everyone else is not listening right now via Facebook Live, I understand completely because you probably have lives and you're out and about. But to be honest, if I may be truthful, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than in front of this microphone, in front of this crowd on Facebook Live, and in your ear whenever you're listening to this, wherever you're at. So thank you for being here. whether you're live or whether you're listening on your own time. I sincerely appreciate it. A reminder what this episode is. So it is what I learned this week, and it's a culmination. I say the most power-packed. Really, I look at my notes in my journal for the week, and I think, what grabs me right now? What jumps out at me? What touches my heart? What touches my soul? What feeds me with information? What feeds me with juice or fuel from each page? And then I take one of those, and then I put it on this document, the What I Learned document. If you go to charliespaniard.com, you can opt into this document. What I'm about to record, I'm getting from this piece of paper, and this piece of paper will be sent out to you every week. Generally, these episodes come out on Saturday or Sunday. Every once in a while, if I'm really busy, it comes out on Monday. But either way, you're going to get this dose, what I learned this week. Let's kick it off, my friends. So there's 7 bullet points, one for each day of the week. I just like to say that, but maybe you don't treat it that way. But in my mind, that's how I think of it. I finished off a book. I started a new book. I had an awesome interview. I'm going to dive into all that content. This is essentially what I learned this week. The first bullet point is this. This is a quote from Aubrey Marcus in the book, Own the Day, Own Your Life. He is the CEO of On It. Now, if you're a high performer, if you're an aspiring high performer, if you're ambitious, if you're driven, if you have big hopes and dreams and goals, and you feel kind of like blah about yourself when you have a mediocre day, or you just kind of sit around and eat junky food, you feel like, I don't feel real good, and you want to get after it, right? You want to wake up early, you want to train hard, you want to push yourself to the limit physically and mentally, then this book, Own the Day, Own Your Life, is for you. Aubrey Marcus's podcast is for you. On It is for you. It really... I asked myself the other day, this was a conversation I had with myself. I asked myself, what is it about Aubrey Marcus? Why am I drawn to him? Why am I drawn to On It? Why am I drawn to this energy, right? So On It's slogan is total human optimization. That's freaking ingenious. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. And that's probably what you're trying to do if you're listening to this show and other shows like it. You're trying to optimize yourself physically and mentally. This book... One of the quotes that he said in this reading, this is from AMXweekly 486, was this: doing the most is not always doing your best. The best thing you can do is listen to your body. The best thing you can do is listen to your body. Now, there is a dichotomy that exists. Now, I've been using the word dichotomy a million times since Jocko Willink brought it into my peripheral. I don't know why. I don't know if it's intentional or subconscious or what, but it makes perfect sense. There is a give and take to this idea. You have to listen to your body. But guess what? You've got to reach a certain point in your life, maybe in your athletic career, where you have earned the right to trust your body. You've earned the right to say, no, Spaniard, you're tired. You need to rest. You can't just be a youngster, a beginner, a novice, green in whatever area and say, I'm listening to my body. But no, you've really got to have the intuition honed by maybe decades of training, decades of hard work. And if you don't have that, consult with someone within your circle who has that. So Aubrey's telling us to listen to our body. The sub-bullet point of that bullet point says this: as I'm writing this, I am the Spaniard. As I'm writing this at 5:47 a.m. on Thursday morning, that's when I took this note, I'm fighting this urge. My body says rest. My mind says push on, Spaniard. So I was actually going through this in my own life when I was reading this and extracting it from my journal. I was exhausted. My body was exhausted. It wasn't like, you're tired, wimp, get up, go to the workout. No, it was like, I'm really tired and I need to rest. It took everything I had to not go to the gym. I actually had to boom, kind of restrain myself. I had to tie myself to the chair. I used duct tape. Just kidding, I didn't do that. But I really did have to restrain myself. So if you're exhausted, understand. Only you're going to know. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, am I being a wuss? Or do I really need this rest? If you really do need the rest, listen to your body. Another point that he says in the book, again, Own the Day, Own Your Life by Aubrey Marcus. You can get it at charliespaniard.com/reading list, as well as every other book that I read that changes my life and that can change your life as well. He says, there is no destination in a well-lived life. There is only the journey. How stinking cool, my friends. There is no destination in a well-lived life. There is only the journey. I say it all the time. There's one of those, I guess it's a kind of a meme before memes were a thing, but it's one of those inspirational posters, and it says success is not a journey. It's success is a journey, not a destination. That's exactly what it's saying. And I just started a new book today, and he was talking about, like, why do we, it's Josh Waitzkin in the book is The Art of Learning. He says, why do we push ourselves so much, right? We strive and we strive and we strive. I want to be the best. Everything I do, I want to be the best. But you know what? There's only one best. So Waitzkin asks himself, why do we push ourselves? If we know the odds of failure, the odds of not being the best are very high, because there's only one person in each category, contest, whatever, that is the best. He says, why do we even do it? Why do we yearn for it? Why do we love it? And part of that was because we really just enjoy the process, or we need to come to a point to justify it. We need to arrive at a point where we truly enjoy the process. Man, I loved it. I love that stuff. I love the process of trying to become the best fighter in the world. I love the process of becoming the best podcast in the world. I love the process of being the best on stage in front of a microphone in the world. I love the process. I hate it, but I love it. I hate it and I love it. It's another one of those dichotomies, right? That I can't stop saying that darn word. But that's the deal. There is no destination, right? It's the journey. It's not foo-foo. It's not fluff, people. You've got to enjoy what you're doing. The next bullet point comes from the Speak Spanish with Spaniard. Hey, ¿hablas español? ¿Quieres aprender español? ¿Quieres aprender español con el español conmigo? Si quieres aprender, escuchar, divertirse, if you want to do all that stuff, tune in to Speak Spanish with Spaniard, because next Tuesday we'll release an episode that is this content, pero en español. Grab this document. If you're an aspiring Spanish speaker, grab this document, sit down and listen to it, and you're going to have a contextual guide as to what I'm talking about. So it's te va a ayudar, te va a ayudar. It's going to help you entenderme, understand my Spanish. How many of you, let me see a virtual show of hands if you're watching on Facebook, to say it with a little Spanish accent, or wherever you're at, raise your hand unless you're driving, or unless you're on a treadmill, or unless you're lifting weights. So let's kind of just like figuratively raise your hand. How many of you are on your cell phone? Not just listening to it, but how many have it in your hand, are checking a text message, waiting for it to buzz, thinking about it, looking at it, playing with it, twirling it around? How many of you are doing that? One of the chapters in this book, well, many of the chapters talk about kind of disconnecting, right? Disconnecting from our technology and reconnecting with ourselves and those people around us, actual human interaction and human communication. And one of the lines from the chapter, and this comes from AMXweekly 488. And again, this What I Learned document, it goes through these bullet points and then gives you a clickable link if you want to go straight to that episode. So this comes from AMX 488. He said, you have a ticking stress bomb in your pocket. You have a ticking stress bomb in your pocket. Now, there are, boy, I've been saying now a lot. I bet that's annoying some of you. I'm sorry if it is. I will try to stop saying now. Now, there are chemicals that are released in your brain that make you feel a certain way. One of those is called dopamine, and that makes you feel good. When you get a text message, or when you check your phone for the first time in a long time, you see notifications, you get a buzz in your pocket. I never keep my phone on ring anyway. That's why I say buzz all the time. Ooh, yeah. That's a rush of dopamine. That tells you, ooh, yeah, something good. I feel good. If you accomplish a task or a goal, you complete something, that's a hit of dopamine as well. So there's another chemical that's cortisol, and that's a stress chemical. And it's kind of like it's what helps us deal with challenging situations, tough situations in our lives. It's kind of, I'm not a super expert here, but you know, it goes back to the fight or flight that is instinctual in human beings. So with the goodness of cell phones also comes that anxiety, that angst, that cortisol. So I put my phone on vibrate or on airplane every night because it enables me to sleep more peacefully, because I know I'm not going to be disrupted. I know that I've got nothing to check because nothing's going to come in. And then in the morning I wake up, I do my routine, I read, and then I walk out the door to go lift before I even turn my phone on. When I turn my phone on, I feel angst. I know you do too. I know you feel angst. When you check it because you're like, what? Maybe you're excited. Yeah, maybe you're excited because you have notifications. But then that excitement automatically turns to like, what is it? What thing do I have to take care of, or what task do I have, or who's calling on me, or what awkward situation, not awkward situation, but what do I have to deal with? What problem is there? Who's trying to get at me? And that's stress, right? And Aubrey says, you have a ticking stress bomb in your pocket. So take some time to disconnect. I tried. I remember a long time ago, so I have 2 little kids, and I tried a long time ago to say, okay, I'm going to put my phone in the basket over here, and I'm just not going to look at it. And then I walk past and be like, oh, I'll look at it. Oh, I'll look at it. But when you put your phone on airplane mode, or you turn it off, there's nothing. It's a disconnect, right? It's a disconnection between you and that device, and it can help you stay focused and centered and reconnect or connect with the human beings or yourself instead of your cell phone. Consider doing it. Now, the next quote is one of my favorite things that I've read in a long time. It is something that I believe will change my life. So I read a lot of things, and I'll tell you some specific ones. Extreme ownership, don't blame, complain, or make excuses. Changed my life. I think of that often. Don't blame, complain, or make excuses. Reading Aubrey Marcus's book, he says this. Another one from the Success Principles, Jack Canfield, is ask, ask, ask. Ask, ask, ask. I've been asking for a lot more things these days. And sure, some people say no, but whatever. If I'm going to get where I want to get in life, I've got to ask. Another one is just lean into it. From the Success Principles. Every morning, many mornings, when my alarm goes off and I say, just lean into it, Spaniard. Boom. And then that sparks me to act in a different way. That's why reading is so glorious. That's why you should read. That's why you should learn, because you're going to learn these strategies, these ways of thinking, these little nuggets that are going to change the way you think, and then they will henceforth wheretofore change the way that you act. And that's what we're after, people. To borrow the total human optimization, that's what we're after, my friends. He was talking about in one of these chapters how we deal with ourselves. Self-talk. And I've read it, with the Canfield Success Principles. I read it a lot. With Beyond Grit by Dr. Sindra Kamphoff, I read a lot, like how you talk to yourself. And I don't know about you all, but I know that I am pretty mean to myself. I'm cutting at myself all the time, letting me know what I'm doing, not doing. I've heard different people talk about this with nutrition. Like if you cheat on nutrition and you feel terrible about yourself and you kind of berate yourself, and it's just not good, right? I'm guilty of that as much as the next person. And Aubrey said something that I read and I thought, wow, that is the coolest thing ever. He said, quote, you need to be your own good coach. You need to be your own good coach. Think of that. Like, when's the last time you patted yourself on the back and said, good job, Ryan. You really kicked butt today. Man, Mark, you really did good today. You closed up shop really well. Or, you know what, Ricardo? Boy, you sure taught a great BJJ class today. When's the last time you said that to yourself? Or if you're like me, you're like, oh, Spaniard, you slept in, you wimp. Oh, Spaniard, you could have run harder, wimp. Oh, Spaniard, I can't believe you ate that peanut butter. That's what I spend my time doing. And I read this sentence and I thought to myself, wow, that's really profound. You need to be your own good coach. What does your own good coach do for you? What do they say to you? They let you know what's what. They don't fill you full of smoke and hot air. But they're also encouraging. They're also supportive. They also try to get you to the next step in your goals and your dreams. You need to be your own good coach. Now, Thursday's episode, this is number 179. So every day, if you're new to the show right now, every day, Monday through Friday, I release an AM Excellence. It's a short 8-minute blast of some of the most poignant, power-packed content that I read that day. It's a bit of education, it's a bit of entertainment, it's a bit of inspiration, all in 8 minutes. So I certainly don't want to hear these excuses, I don't have enough time, Spaniard. You do. It's 8 minutes. Do it when you're going to the bathroom in the morning and brushing your teeth and rolling out of bed. Boom, wake up to it every morning. I stream live every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. at facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard. But then also on the show are longer hour-long interviews. And one of those interviews is with Summer Fenton. And I'm smiling. If you can hear my smile through the mic, it's because Summer is energy. Summer is fire. Summer is passion. Her name is Summer, by the way. And she is a world-class snowboarder. She lives in California. She grew up in San Francisco, spending her days surfing on the beach. And then now she lives in Lake Tahoe, and she spends her days surfing. And she's a world-class snowboarder. And her energy and fire and passion for snowboarding in life is contagious. And as I was talking about Aubrey earlier, I never said the word that draws me to him, but it's the same thing that draws me to Summer, and that is zeal. zeal, my friends. They have zeal. They are zealous. They have energy and passion toward a specific objective. Right? They know what it is. With Onnit, it's total human optimization. With Summer, it's snowboarding and living life fully. It's an incredible thing, right? Energy is so freaking valuable. So connecting yourself to people whom have energy is so freaking valuable as well. One of the things that she said during her interview was this: ever since I strapped into my board, it was love at first ride. I kept annoying my parents so much about snowboarding. It was like, all right, we need to get this girl back out on the mountain. So I don't remember specifically. She was young. I'm saying she was 7, 8, 9 when she started snowboarding. We need to get this girl out on the mountain. This is like 17 years later. She's 23, 24 years old, and she still has that fire and that passion. I'm talking to her. It's like, it's just a fun interview, and it's an interview that you should listen to. She talks all about snowboarding, competitive snowboarding, backcountry snowboarding and powder, filming movies, like how they do that, staying in things called yurts. What's a yurt? I'll tell you a crazy story about the word yurt. I never heard that word. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I think I'm saying it right. Never heard it in my life. Recorded with her one day. The next day, I was speaking to someone about a corporate event I'm doing in September, and they said, you might be speaking in a yurt. And I said, oh my goodness gracious. I've never heard the word yurt in my life. And I've heard it 2 days in a row. Have you even heard of a yurt? Do you know what a yurt is? I still don't, but I know that I'll be speaking in one in September. Anyway, thank you, Summer, for your zealousness and sharing it with my audience. Listeners, that is episode number 179. Now, the next and last bullet point, this comes from AMXweekly's 490, just released today, AMX 490. That means, my friends, not next Friday, but the Friday after that will be AMX 500. Now, that means nothing more than it'll be kind of cool for that day. Because the next Monday will be 501, then 2, then 3, then 4, etc., etc. But it is a kind of a neat monument, kind of a neat milestone to arrive at. So AMX 490, last night I started reading a new book called The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. Josh Waitzkin is a chess prodigy and a martial arts world champion. He is the subject of the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer brought American chess into the mainstream. I believe it was 1972. He had a Russian match that captured the imagination of the world. It became mainstream. It kind of went underneath the surface, not so mainstream. And then Josh Waitzkin, again, I'm learning this, so forgive me if my details are a little bit not perfected here. But this book, Josh Waitzkin breaks down his learning process. It's called The Art of Learning. I am the world's toughest lifelong learner. This show is the world's toughest lifelong learner. This is about learning. This is about reading. This is about asking questions. This is about acquiring skills through learning and practice. And Josh breaks down his process of learning. Now, I'm believing more and more in the law of attraction, to reference Jack Canfield and the success principles again. Learning has become focal in my content, in what I produce. And I went to Echelon Front, the authors of Extreme Ownership, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. I went to their live event last week in DC. And Leif said something. He said, I love engaging with leaders. And I thought, I love engaging with learning. And so I sent a text message to Dredd. Dredd is my Mr. Miyagi. And I said, Dredd, what do you think about a learning retreat? Right? What do you think about like a world's toughest lifelong learning retreat? Like a place where people who love learning come to learn and talk about learning. It sounds a little off right now. It's not crystallized, but that seed was planted. And then someone at the event said, hey, you probably like The Art of Learning as well. So now I'm reading about a guy who is kind of I'm standing on the shoulders of giants because Josh Waitzkin is extremely successful, and I get to read about his art and process of learning. So I'm extremely, extremely excited to jump into his story. There's already so much insight into the competition. I mean, he's like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old when he's competing at a high level, talking about the cutthroatness of chess, even at such a young age, and his coach and his relationships and playing in the park in New York City with like all kinds of members of society. It's really something neat and it's something special, but he breaks down his learning process. And what he says is this is one of my favorite things that I read. He said, what I have realized is that what I am best at is not Tai Chi, that's what he won a world championship in. and it is not chess. What I am best at is the art of learning. What I am best at is the art of learning. And let me tell you why, and this is kind of breaking that fourth wall. Most people who run a business or have a business kind of, you know, they're on the other side of the business. But what I like about what I'm doing is it's live, it's real time, it's happening as I'm recording. As I'm recording this episode, I am also developing my business. So he's breaking down the art of learning, and I'm thinking about, you know, having these events, having these learning events. I haven't thought it through. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's something that you know, we'll see where it goes. I'll talk it over with Dredd, and we'll see what's what. But if in a year or a couple years you see me having a learning retreat or a learning convention where, think of Comic-Con. Like, who would have ever thought that Comic-Con would turn into every other con that there is? It is something special. So you're hearing it now. Thank you, Josh Waitskin, for the inspiration. Thank you for breaking down your process of learning. And to all you out there, consider becoming a lifelong learner. It's not like a pass. You don't got to pay for it. You just got to put in the effort day after day after day. Commit to reading. Commit to learning. Commit to asking questions. Commit to listening to podcasts. Commit to watching documentaries. Go watch Valley Uprising on Netflix. It's freaking awesome. It'll inspire the heck out of you. All right, my friends, it's been What I Learned This Week. I sincerely hope you enjoy it, because I absolutely love doing it. Hop on over to charliespaniard.com. Opt in to get the next week's document sent to you. And more importantly, if you're involved in a business, if you're involved in a team, if you're involved in a university, if you're involved in a school, if you're involved in a group, and you would like to bring this message of learning, of developing lifelong learners, of instilling this fire and this passion for not settling for mediocrity, for getting the frickin' most out of every frickin' day, because we're obsessed with learning, we're obsessed with getting better. If you're interested in that, hop on over to charliespaniard.com/booking, fill out the quick form, and let me know. And in the meantime, my friends, be bold. They don't know it, but you'll know it. I lost my train of thought. Maybe you already do know it. I lost my train of thought when I was talking about weight skin, and I couldn't figure out what I was going to say. What I best said. Oh, I know what I was going to say. What I was going to say is this. What got me thinking about this is I thought to myself, all right, you got really good at wrestling. You got really good at Spanish. You won a reality TV show. You got really good at fighting. You got really good at learning. Like, I'm able to produce a show every day at producing. So why don't I just break down my system for learning? And why don't I reteach it? Why don't I replicate it? So that's the next kind of step or task that there is. We'll see where it goes. I don't know where it goes. But Ryan thinks I'm onto something. So Ryan, all I need is one, my friend. All I need is one. Lady Gaga, when she got started, she called them her one percenters. The one percenters were the people who got it. Her 1%ers were the people who said, Gaga, you got it, don't change. 99% said, Gaga, what the heck are you doing? But she listened to the 1%er. So Ryan, you're my 1%er. Thank you, friend. And Dredd, you're another one. And probably some other people too. So that's it, my friends. I hope you have a kick butt weekend. Again, please hop onto iTunes. Please search out Spaniard. Click subscribe. That's it, my friends. Be bold. I'll see you on Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Thanks for tuning in. Me and my tea tree oil. Ciao.